This time, it's officially official. Per RJ Davis, he is finally returning for his 5th year to the North Carolina Tar Heels. Big news that broke at about 3 a.m. this morning. Weird time there, RJ Davis, to put that out, but it has been an announcement that all of us have been waiting for. I know reports came out last week that stated that he was going to be coming back, but now officially from his lips and his mouth and his social media accounts, he is coming back. Hello, everyone. My name is Nathan. I am one half of your Heel Brothers. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to click that like button on this video and also hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying the content that you see here on the channel. We'd love to see you join the Tar Heel community that we've built up over here, just having a good time talking Tar Heels and talking topics like this all the time. So this morning around 3 a.m., RJ Davis officially announced that he was going to be returning to the North Carolina Tar Heels for his 5th season. Now, everybody's excited to have RJ Davis back. You look at the roster that we have right now, even though we still have 3 open scholarships as we speak right now, they're going to be hosting a couple of guys starting tomorrow, Thursday, May 2nd, and a few other days in the future to maybe fill in some more roster spots. But looking at the roster, you can look at the team and say that right now with the return of RJ Davis, also Seth Trimble, that this team has some much needed experience brought back into the locker room than we first thought we were going to have with Trimble in the portal, Harrison gone, Cormac gone, Armando gone, and potentially RJ Davis gone. Anytime you have RJ Davis coming back to this team, it's a good day and you're happy to have them, and it goes from having bad problems to good problems, and that's something I kind of want to focus on in this video. Is with the return of RJ Davis, ACC Player of the Year, had a breakout season, one of the best seasons that we have ever saw out of RJ. It's actually his best season that we've ever saw out of him. He got to finally play freely and play within the offense, and the offense really ran through him, and you could see that even though Armando Backcourt was the big name coming into the season, that this was RJ Davis's team last year, and it just felt that way all throughout the season. And unfortunately, he ended up having his worst game in the Alabama game, but still played an amazing season, and that game should not blemish one single bit. I feel like people have been kind of getting on him a little bit about that last game, but you take one game out of it, man, he had an amazing, tremendous season, and we are thankful to have RJ Davis back for one more year. So now the question is, now that RJ Davis is back, what does this mean for the North Carolina basketball team going into this upcoming season? Well, remember how I mentioned earlier we talked about good problems and bad problems? Well, the bad problems are out of the window now, and now you've got the good problems you're happy to have, and what that is basically what is Hubert Davis going to do in the backcourt? Because not only do you have the return of Elliot Cadeau and Seth Trimble now that he's withdrawn his name out of the portal, but you also have the return of RJ Davis and the coming in of a superstar in the name of Ian Jackson coming in right here in the next couple of months. So the question being, what is Carolina going to do with that backcourt? Who comes where? And I got to talk to Alan briefly a little bit this morning, and me and him have been kind of floating some ideas out there, and I want to share them with you all. So first and foremost, I sit there and I look at it and I think, okay, maybe what you have now is really you have to find your rotation, because Seth Trimble is a guy that hit the portal for a reason. He did want to go and become a starter somewhere. I personally believe there were evidently promises that were made to him that weren't really fulfilled by Hubert Davis, and I don't know exactly what those are, and I'm pretty sure the insiders probably have that information, and I would say go to their websites and find out that information for yourself, because, you know, the little bit that we do know from the inside, we're not going to give you guys. That's not right for us to do. So be sure and go check out their sites, and they can tell you a little bit more of what I'm talking about here. So there was some promises there, but as we heard when when Seth Trimble returned, that he had a conversation with one Danny Green. And as everybody remembers, Danny Green, one of the best players to grace North Carolina, has been a great pro. He's always been a winner everywhere he goes, but he was also really known for coming off of the bench and producing very well off the bench. And that was a conversation between Seth and Danny about how he was able to have a great career at North Carolina and succeed and win a national championship, but also at the same time, come off the bench and play within the team and what he needed to do instead of just being a main focal point throughout the entire team. So that leads me to believe that Seth Trimble is probably going to keep his same exact role as he has been, a guy that comes in off the bench, gives you valuable minutes, plays very well He never really has a lack of minutes, per se, in each game. The last game was a little bit weird, and I think all of us kind of thought that the same way. But Seth Trumbull's a guy who's going to be a key, pivotal part of this team, especially defensively. And if hopefully his offensive game continues to get a little bit better, which we saw a huge improvement this past season between his freshman and his sophomore year. But now that leads us to R.J. Davis and Ian Jackson. And this is really where I want to key in here, because in my mind, and this is what me and Alan was talking about, the rotation between point guard and shooting guard is probably going to be Elliott and Seth at the point, and then you'll have RJ and Ian at the shooting guard position. Now, RJ Davis is one of those guys who can flip and play your point guard, so you could probably play RJ and Ian at the same exact time. But it feels like with Elliott, he's able to find those passing lanes and really able to move the ball and move that offense around a little bit. And he's a great point guard. I think, we saw a really good point guard this year out of Elliott Cadeau, and he's only going to get better in going into his sophomore year now at Carolina. But the question being, how is this thing going to play out with RJ and Ian? And that's a big question to me, because Ian is a guy that, in my mind, and I think a lot of people's minds, has the potential of being your one-and-done guy. You have a feeling that if all things go well, Elliott, Ian, and probably Drake Powell will probably leave you in just a few months now, and about 6, 7, 8 months now from right now. So there is the potential of that happening. So you're hoping with the return of R.J. Davis that doesn't negate anything with Ian Jackson. I don't believe that it would, because I feel like those conversations obviously would have had to have been made by now and had within Hubert Davis, maybe even RJ and Ian talking themselves and everything. And I could see some scenarios where you get Elliott, RJ, and Ian on the court together in a small ball lineup, maybe put Drake Powell at your 4 and whoever you want to at your 5, or maybe even do it a little bit differently. I don't know exactly. Could do Jalen Withers and put Drake Powell at the 5. I don't know. But there is definitely some scenarios there where you can see those guys being on the floor together. You're going to play R.J. Davis. You're not going to relegate him to the bench. He is your superstar. He is the guy that's going to get this team going. And once again, this will be his team once again this year. You kind of want to see those reins taken a little bit by one of the younger guys. But let's just call it what it is, man. This is RJ's team, man. It still is. It's still going to be. And as long as Ian Jackson buys into the system, I could really see how this could be a powerful, powerful backcourt for North Carolina for this year, and something that is going to be a problem throughout the country. And with R.J. Davis coming back, obviously it's going to heighten North Carolina's hype going into the preseason, which is understandable. It's a new year, it's a new season, it's a new team, and I want to make sure, and I really hope that with R.J. Davis's return, it doesn't negate anything that you have coming in with Ian, and I hope everything flows well. But like I said, it's good problems to have. You've got superstars on top of superstars coming in, and it's good to have those type of problems, but they can kind of be problems at time, and hopefully we don't see any backlash there. But I'm super excited for R.J. Davis to come back, man. I really do believe that he is going to put on another show for us this year, man. He's just got that grit to him, man. He really feels like he's playing the most free that we've ever saw him in all of his years here. I felt like last year to me, it looked like a completely different guy. It just felt like a guy that was just going out there doing his thing and boogieing and putting his talent on display for everyone to see, and it fit within this offense. And I really felt like the team as a whole really bought into that, and that's why you think you could see the excitement from Cormac and Harrison and Armando and Jalen and Zayden High on the bench, which I can't wait to see more of that this year. But really excited to have R.J. Davis here, especially if they can figure out what to do with this backcourt, how to really utilize it. I think it could be extremely special, especially being led by a guy, fifth-year senior, experienced. He knows how to play in the big-time moments. And not only that, with him and Ian, if they're able to get them on the floor together, guys can't really key in on RJ as much as they may have been able to last year. So it could create some problems. It could create some some fun mismatches there, and I can honestly see North Carolina being a very good offensive team coming into the season next year. But tell me what you guys think down in the comments, man. I want to know everything that you guys think. How do you feel about RJ Davis coming back? How do you feel about the depth between the backcourt and the shooting guard position there with RJ Davis and Ian Jackson? Probably that's how it's. Now, I don't know for sure. I'm just kind of thinking that it's going to be in the shooting guard area. I have a feeling because I think, in my opinion, you want Elliot Cadeau running the point just because I think he's a natural-born point guard. But when he's out, you definitely can have RJ running the point guard because he knows what to do. He knows how to do it. But tell me what you guys think down in the comments. I want to know what you guys think. Are you excited? Are you looking forward to it? Do you maybe wish he had moved on? If you think that way, I personally can't say I'd say I agree with you, but hey, more power to you, man. You're free to your opinion. But tell me what you guys think down in the comments. We absolutely appreciate it. Again, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, be sure to click that like button on this video. Also, go to our channel and hit the subscribe button and join us over here in this Tar Heel community and get into it. And let's talk some Tar Heels, man. Looking forward to it. Thank you all for watching, and peace out. Oh, wait, one more thing. As always, go Heels.
You don't want none!
I'm good,